Have you ever learned a new word and then suddenly started seeing it everywhere? You hear it once in a conversation, then it appears in a YouTube video, then someone says it at work, then you see it in a headline, a comment, a podcast, or even on the side of a bus. And for a moment it feels strange, feels almost like the world is trying to show you something. But the truth may be even stranger, because the thing probably was not suddenly appearing more often. Your brain had simply started paying attention. This is called the Baader-Meinhof Effect. It is also known as the frequency illusion, and once you understand it, you may start noticing it everywhere. The Baader-Meinhof Effect is when something you recently learned, noticed, or became aware of suddenly seems to appear far more often than before. It could be a name, a number, a certain car, a song, a word, a symbol, a color, a brand, a medical symptom, or even a completely random idea. For example, imagine you are thinking about buying a red car. Before that, red cars were probably just part of the background. You saw them, but they meant nothing to you. But now, because red cars matter to you, your brain starts highlighting them. Suddenly one passes you on the road, another is parked outside a shop. Then one appears behind you in traffic. Then another one appears in an advert. And you start thinking, why are there so many red cars all of a sudden? But the number of red cars probably has not changed. What changed was your attention. Your brain is not a camera recording everything equally. It is more like a filter. Every second, your mind is surrounded by information, sounds, shapes, colors, faces, smells, signs, movement, words, memories, emotions, thoughts. If your brain tried to focus on everything at once, it would be overwhelmed. So instead, it chooses. It decides what matters and what does not. Most things get ignored. But the moment something becomes new, familiar, emotional, or important, your brain gives it a spotlight. That spotlight is called selective attention. Selective attention is why you can hear your own name in a noisy room. It is why a parent can recognize their child's voice in a crowd. It is why someone worried about a health problem suddenly notices every small sensation in their body. And it is why something you just learned can suddenly feel like it is following you around. But there is another part to this effect: confirmation bias. Once your brain notices the thing once, then twice, then 3 times, it starts building a story. It starts thinking, this is happening a lot. Then every new example feels like proof. You remember the moments when the thing appeared, but you forget all the moments when it did not. So the pattern starts to feel bigger than it really is. That is why the Baader-Meinhof effect can feel almost supernatural. It can feel like coincidence. It can feel like fate. It can feel like a sign. But most of the time, it is your brain doing what it was built to do, finding patterns. And that ability was once essential for survival. If an ancient human heard movement in the grass, saw shadows shift, and remembered danger from before, their brain had to connect those clues quickly. Maybe it was nothing. Maybe it was the wind. Or maybe it was an animal waiting to attack. The brain that noticed patterns survived better than the brain that ignored them. But there is a problem. The same brain that finds real patterns can also create false ones. This is why the Baader-Meinhof effect is so powerful today. Because we are surrounded by more information than ever before. Search for one topic, and your feed starts showing you more of it. Watch one video about ancient mysteries, and suddenly your recommendations are full of ancient mysteries. Look up one symptom, and now every article seems connected to your health. Click one story about crime, money, relationships, disasters, or conspiracy theories, and suddenly the world can feel darker, stranger, or more dangerous than it really is. In the past, the Baader-Meinhof effect happened through normal life. Today, it can be amplified by algorithms. Your brain notices something. Then your phone shows you more of it. Then your brain notices even more. And soon, it feels like the whole world is sending you the same message. But it may not be the world. It may be attention. The Baader-Meinhof effect is not always bad. Sometimes it is useful. If you are learning a new language, you may suddenly notice words you never saw before. If you are studying history, names and places begin appearing everywhere. If you are learning about psychology, you start recognizing behaviors in yourself and other people. In that way, the effect can help you learn. It shows that your brain has opened a new mental door. But it can also mislead you. Because noticing something more does not always mean it is happening more. Seeing more bad news does not always mean the world is getting worse. Hearing one opinion repeated again and again does not mean everyone believes it. Noticing one type of event more often does not always mean it is common. Sometimes your mind is simply counting the evidence that fits the pattern, while ignoring everything that does not. So how do you break the illusion? Ask yourself one question. Has this actually become more common, or am I just more aware of it? That question matters, because the Baader-Meinhof effect reveals something uncomfortable about the human mind. We do not see the world exactly as it is. We see the world through attention, and attention changes everything. The strange part is, now that you know about this effect, you will probably notice it happening. A word will repeat, a number will appear, a topic will follow you. And for a second you may feel like reality is giving you a sign. But maybe it was always there. You just finally noticed.